Alright, guys, this is a very important conversation that we must have, and you're going to discover why very soon. You see, I work with some of you, and the goal most of the time is for me to be able to help you guys to be able to beat those insecurities you have, those limitations that you have, that is literally preventing you to move from point A to point B. Now, at the first time we started working together, you probably were very excited, or maybe you were not. Because there was a tiny part of your mind that was scared and thinking that I've tried out a couple of things before. I've read a lot of books before. I've paid a couple of coaches before. I've tried all I can, all I could to get from point A to point B, but there were almost no success. Or maybe I had a little bit of success, and then for some reason I fell down, and I'm trying to get back up, and it's going to become very, very difficult. Or I've met a brick wall that I can't seem to pass. If this is you, if you can feel even if just a little bit of the scenario I've painted, then you need to pay very close attention to every freaking thing we're about to discuss today. When I was younger, I heard this one story. I'm pretty sure you know the butterfly. One thing you should know is that the butterfly was never born. As they born them, you just come like that, butterfly start to fly. Now, it usually starts from something that looks like an egg. And then before you know it moves and becomes a larva, if I'm not mistaken. I think there's a larva stage before the pupa stage. Pupa stage is like maggots, it's like a worm. But then it transforms to the pupa stage, or whichever the case is in the cycle. And then you can see that butterfly or that future butterfly, it becomes stuck in something that looks brownish, like a cocoon. And then it stays on a tree. You usually see it in plants, at edges of plants, it just hangs like that. It stays there for some time, cooking, going through the process. A group of kids saw it, one of them like that. It was already beginning to open up. The parts of the wings of the fuchsia butterfly was already beginning to show, and they were like, "Oh, this is such a beautiful pair of wings! The butterfly is trying to come out. It's trapped. We have to help it." And so, what did they do? Knowing no better, they went into their houses and they got a pair of scissors, and then they tried to trim it open carefully, and they thread it. Ah, the butterfly is free. It has its wings fully formed, but then it couldn't fly. Those kids have best intentions. Oh, that is the butterfly. It's fully formed. But then, for some reason, it couldn't fly. Why? That butterfly needed, take note, needed to go through the cooking process and by itself come out through that cocoon for it to have what it needed to fly. Whether you like it or not, you might just be like that butterfly. The life you want for yourself, the future you, just as we had the future butterfly, is amazing. It's glamorous. It has power. It can do so many amazing things. It's not constricted by financial lack. It's in its goals. Our goals. Being able to help into a family. That is you. That is the future you. That is the you that you want. That is the butterfly. But is it possible that even if you had best intentions, you might have short circuit that process or have gotten some form of thinking in your head that makes you not to be able to come out or pass through that cocoon phase so you can be truly free and be able to fly. You know, being a human is amazing. I think about it sometimes. We have animals, and when animals were born, their life already has a determined path. Oh, you watch Nat Geo Wide and you see survival of the fittest. It's like their life is just unfair. You could also talk about human lives in that same way too. But the difference now is you now, as a person, have something that those animals don't have that gives you an edge. And what is that? Free will. Free will. Now we have free will, or would like to believe that we have free will. But sometimes I think about it, sometimes our free will sometimes can become fake or can become watered down and become diluted. Why? Because of our environment and what we've been fed over the years. The five agreements, I shared it to you guys. I don't know if you guys read it. But think about it. While you were growing up, your house, your environment, where you grew up, it has done some subtle programming to you subconsciously. You've embedded these things inside your head. And in a way, that free will you think you have is being navigated within the confines of these things. And what this have done is implanted something called limiting beliefs, something called insecurities. Now, it's possible that you become aware of them, but still is a struggle to act and not be constrained by them. And that is why betting the life that you really want for yourself is not a coach affair. It's not your teacher's job. It's not your coach's job. It's not by buying a new course. Nor is it by reading plenty books. But you. The responsibility, the onus falls on you. You can't cut it. You have to go through the cocoon. You. So ask yourself, what have I been doing to break out of that cocoon so that I can fly? This is plenty intentional work. A whole lot. And it has to do with a whole lot of in-depth understanding. If you know this guy, it's called Jordan Peterson. He's very good. Doctor. People say it's controversial, but I don't think so. He just has an insane way of reasoning, which is brilliant. I got this program for about $29, and the whole idea of the program is so you can understand yourself fully to help you cut those stuff that you really want. I don't know if I'll be able to share it with you guys because I've not taken it yet. It's a whole lot. I've not taken it yet. It's not like a course, right? But I'm not taking it yet. Though I can see if I can extract the fundamentals for you guys to go through the process with me. Or if that's not possible, then I mean it's not a lot of money. It's just $29. You can also purchase it for yourself. I just set up my camera because I'm in my deep reflection stage. But I want you guys to have these things going. Like, think about it. That cocoon. As you go about your day, what am I doing to break out of that cocoon? Just this morning, I was reading this book by Donald Trump and this other guy. I've forgotten the name. I just started reading this morning. I've not saw the name in my head. But there was something that he said. I'm not sure I'm going to put this up really clearly. But maybe I wrote it down. Hang on. Let me check my book. It says, oh, I did. I wrote it down. It says to really think big, you must discard the comforts of your own insecurities. To really think big, you must discard the comforts of your own insecurities. Now, there's a reason why this is very, very urgent, or this is very, very timely, because as life gets hard for people around, society gets difficult the way people say it is. You hear this things every time in the news and all, and maybe you feel a little bit of its effects in your own lives. The potential of your insecurities to become powerful increases. The tendency, rather. Because it's almost like a head mentality at some point. And people say things with their mouth that becomes realities for them. I say this a lot. The mind, the energy of the mind is the essence of life. I wrote it on my status the other day. I don't know where I saw it or where I heard it. It's from somewhere. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. So if you want to change anything, if you want to get, if you it has to come from you. I shared my WhatsApp, sorry, my wallpaper the other time, and I don't. It said something like, "Live in your imagination." Huh? Live in your imagination. What is that imagined life that you want? Bet it and make it real. This seems like it's be like say I dey give una mirage or I dey give una, but nah. It's deeper than that. If you cannot see it, you cannot see it. Nothing will happen. It will remain wishful thinking forever. The sight, being able to see something, it sinks it deep within your head and bursts into life easier. If you are a Christian, you're familiar with, it's not just Christians, everybody familiar with the story of Adam and Eve. And when Eve, I don't know if the whole mankind fall to sin is the same across other religions. I can't really say, but for Adam and Eve, they were the Eve got a told by Adam. God told Adam directly, "Say, see, this fruit that is in the middle of the garden, do not eat from it, because the day you chow from this thing, you will die." And then there was Eve that wasn't told directly by God, but by her husband, yeah. And then she came. She was in the garden. Adam has told her already, and she was going about her day-to-day life. But then on the fateful day, as she was walking past, he said, "I called out to her," and I was like, "Ah, is it true that God told you that you must not eat from any tree in the garden?" She said, "Ah, nah." She just the one in the middle of the garden that God said we should not eat. So I said, "Ah," said, "the day you eat these fruits, your eyes are going to be opened, and you'll be like God." And what did she do? He said, and she was looking, and the tree or the fruit proved to be desirable to look upon. And then she went out, stretched out her hands, and she was looking, she was seeing, and it proved to be desirable. It's crazy when you think about it. Your imagination, your sense of sight has power. That's the direct pathway to the mind to better that life. Now, I want you to do. There are a couple of activities that people do to try to get this thing closer to them. You've heard things like affirmations. You've heard things like, writing down your goals because it becomes realer and stuff like that. Do your own research. Yes, men is a society of thinkers, a society of achievers. But yes, thinkers. Do your own research and feel free to share it with us. How do you bet it? That imagination, that life that you want. How do you make it realer to yours? How you can touch it. So it's easier to come to reality. Again, the energy of the mind is the essence of life. This should be something for you guys to think about today. Every one of you. Thinkers. And of course, if you want to share your thoughts, feel free. Looking forward to hear it. All the best. Talk soon. This video is not going to be edited. Raw and live for you guys. Talk soon, my dudes. Bye bye.